So Congress has done it again with Barack Yeltsin at the helm. They've spent $787 billion on their spending plan, which they like to call a stimulus plan, and they didn't even read the frickin' bill.
Here we are with 1,100 pages. 1,100 pages not one member of this body has read. Not one. There may be some staffer over in the Appropriations Committee that read all of this last night. I don't know how you could read 1,100 pages between midnight and now. Not one member's read this. What happened to the promise that we're going to let the American people see what's in this bill for 48 hours? But no, we don't have time to do that.
Dear Congress, don't ever pass a bill that you don't even read. You cannot casually spend nearly $1 trillion with a T dollars without even reading a bill. They packed a bill 1,100 pages long. Who the hell knows how much pork is in there? And Congress didn't even read it before they voted on it. And the Democrats voted for it without having read it. Now it's passed. And of course, they made it seem like an absolute panic, just like they did all the bailout bills when Bush was president and in the beginning when Barack was president. He's only been there a month and he's already managed to spend more than we ever have in 30 years. And Congress didn't even read it, just like they didn't read the Patriot Act, which created the Department of Homeland Security and completely changed the nations. Don't need to read the bill. If you're not going to read the bill, why are you even there? We might as well just have a dictator. He makes up a bill, a law, and it passes, and nobody even bothers to read it. You know, I know the Republicans opposed it, but you could have filibustered the Imperial Senate and said, no, we want to read this bill before it gets voted on, even if you didn't have the votes. That's what it's for. But you wanted to go home, kind of like Barack, when he said it was so urgent and there was such a panic to get this bill through, and they passed it on Friday, right before the session closes. And then what does Barack Obama do? Old Barack Yeltsin? He takes his time and he signs it Tuesday morning because he had really important things to do. He had to get a haircut, had to go play some basketball, had to fly around on his jet with his family, you know, doing some b-ball. Actually had that on the radio. They had coaches saying, oh, how's Obama? How's his form? Can he pass well? Who cares? He's the president. And then the Speaker of the House and 7 others decide, oh, let's take a trip to Italy. Congratulations. You're causing hyperinflation. You spent $787 billion. You got more coming with the TARP plan. It's going to push it well over $1 trillion. And our Congress didn't even read the damn bill. They've also demonized the word earmark. Pork is a bad thing. Earmarks are not intrinsically bad. They can be bad when they're used for pork, but they're not always bad. For example, when you give the banks a bunch of money with the intention of them loaning that out or refinancing people's loans so that they can pay off their mortgages, and you don't earmark it, and you just give money and say do whatever you want with it, and then of course they spend it on themselves and they just buy, you know, more boats and jets and bonuses and pay their CEOs handsomely. That's a problem. See, that's why you have earmarks. You say this money is for this purpose. You don't just hand people money as a blank check. They're going to serve their own self-interest and spend it on themselves, which is exactly what happened. Of course, it was a myth to think that they were ever giving money to the banks to be reloaned to the people anyway. They were giving the banks money to give the banks money. They have no intention of helping the people. They just wanted to help the banks to prevent them from going under, to balance their books. They didn't care about the people who can't pay for their homes. They don't care about all the people stuck in foreclosures. They don't care about that. That's not what it's for. Obama promised that Geithner would give us details, and he gets up there on his little podium and he didn't have any details. Then they promised, well, we'll publish this bill on the internet so that you can read it, all 1,100 pages, you know, in 4 days before it passes. But they didn't. It's still not there. And when it is there, I'm going to read it, and I'm going to tell you how horrible it is, because I doubt the media is going to do it. We, you and me, we have to become the media, because right now we don't have one. How can Obama spend $1 trillion and not cut any spending? He hasn't cut anything. We're still at all the wars we were before, and he's been bombing Pakistan and increasing the war in Afghanistan. You can't not tax and spend. You can not tax and not spend, or you can tax and spend. To not tax and spend is the worst possible financial predicament we can be in. Change you can believe in. I call it communist.